Today I want to show you how to save seeds from these beautiful tomatoes. And there's several ways to do it, but the first thing is to make sure the tomatoes are really ripe. And you can see these are a pink variety. I inherited the seeds and I've called them Macedonian pinks, and everyone who eats this tomato just is blown away. So if you have a tomato that blows you away, save the seeds. And you cut them, and you can just, if you squeeze the tomato, you will get a lot of seeds that come out. And you want to do this from a number of tomatoes because you want as big a genetic diversity as possible. And ideally you would do this from maybe 10-15 tomatoes every year. Okay, now one way of doing this is just to take the seeds out and to scrape them onto some cardboard. And anyone who has eaten a tomato and thought about it realizes the seeds have got this wonderful jelly, slimy jelly around them, so they're slippery. And the story is that this jelly is something that stops the seeds actually germinating. It's there so, because if you think about a tomato which is hanging in the sun, these little seeds are in a moist environment. Why don't they germinate? Why don't they grow inside the fruit? They don't grow inside the fruit because each seed is completely, perfectly covered in a jelly which inhibits that germination. So we have to get rid of the jelly. In the case of a tomato that lives on the plant, it drops on the ground, and I bet all gardeners know that you go where you've been growing tomatoes before, and you get young tomatoes at the right time of year, at the time when the jelly has dissolved. But you can get that process to happen. I've used a piece of cardboard, and I've written with something that doesn't run when it gets wet, and the jelly actually keeps those seeds, makes the seeds stick onto the cardboard. And we just sit that to dry somewhere in the wind. Now, the other thing you can do is you can take your box and just fill that up with water. Put it somewhere warm, and in about a week it will smell disgusting and it will be covered in a white mold. Here are the cardboard sheets, two varieties. And you can see at this stage they've been sitting drying for about 4 or 5 days, and I can pick them up now and shake them. The jelly on the seeds has made the seeds stick to the cardboard, and come the spring all we have to do is pull out these sheets and with a pair of tweezers pick the seeds off and plant them, and we will have wonderful Mac Pinks and Bloody Butchers from seed that we grew ourselves. These 2 bowls have now gone through this fermentation, and they've got this white scum on the top, and what's happened is that the seeds, you can see on the edge there, the seeds are starting to drop down, but all that jelly has dissolved. And so what we're going to do is put them into a sieve and wash all this nasty stuff away, and we should be left with seeds. Okay, so into the sieve, and look at that. And now I've got a plate ready. And we need to scrape all these seeds onto the plate. Spread them out and just leave them, same as we left the cardboard last time. Leave these to dry, and when they're dry, into a bag and labelled. So MAC Pink, MAC Pink, MAC Pink the whole way through. And before I start on another variety, I will make sure I've checked all my nails, washed my hands, because I don't want MAC Pink seeds getting contaminated with the other variety we're doing today, Bloody Butcher. Okay, so we've got two ways of saving tomato seed. Which one you choose depends on really how many seeds you want to save. If you've got a lot of tomatoes and you want to save a lot of seed, I would definitely ferment, keep them in a bag. If it's just 1 or 2 tomatoes, for home use, put them on a bit of cardboard. But at the end of the day, the seeds are dry and safe and ready to plant whenever you are. Okay, next question, how long will these seeds keep? Dried like this, stored somewhere cool and not too humid, these seeds, in the case of tomatoes, will keep for 2 to 5 years. Not true with every kind of seed, but that's a subject for another video. So now you know how to save seeds from a tomato, and next time you eat a really, really delicious tomato that's an old or heirloom variety, go for it. Save some seeds and grow that plant, and you'll have lots of the same delicious tomatoes next season.